Should you move to Cebu City, Cebu, the Philippines? Decided to do this video because here in the last couple of months I've had a number of people ask me for advice about where to move, and it takes a lot of time and to answer each one individually. So anyway, this is a 360-degree video. If you're watching on a smartphone, which the majority of you are, just turn your phone around, up and down, around. You can look in whatever direction you want. I will point out a few things along the way, and if you're facing the same direction I'm walking, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And if you don't have a smartphone or a touch screen, up in the upper left-hand corner there is an icon. You can use that to move the screen around as well. Now I'm walking from Ayala Mall area, Cebu Business District, and along a major street up here. I'm going to take a right. The building straight ahead of me is Red Planet Hotel. Smaller rooms, some of you have stayed there, and we're going to walk past a couple of other popular hotels down the street here as well. Now, just as far as myself, when I was first coming to investigating the Philippines, I decided to move to Iloilo based on some research I did, but advice from a blogger, more in particular, and then I met a Filipino in Tucson, Arizona at a hotel I was staying who said, "No, sir, go to Cebu City." And when I had first read about Cebu City, it's a tourist destination. That didn't appeal to me at all. I didn't want to be around tourists, wanted to be around Filipinos. So the more I investigated, it seemed like a good place to start. You can always move on, right? So anyway, yeah, I moved here and became quite comfortable here. Up over the fence to the right here, looks like they're going to do some more building. A whole lot of building going on in Cebu City metropolitan area. So let me start by telling you some of the good points of Cebu City, and I'll tell you some of the bad points as well. First of all, it is the second largest city next to Manila. Different population figures from 1 to 3 million, something like that. Varies a lot. Probably 1 million people come in from the provinces during the days, and then depending upon you're including the metropolitan area, which includes many other cities as well. Cebu City is part of the Tri-Cities: Cebu City, Mandaue City, Lapu-Lapu City, which is across the bridge on Mactan Island. You've got dozens and dozens of resorts on Mactan Island. If you want to experience that, some have brought in white sand. They've got white sand beaches, water activities, banana boat ride, and various types of things. Renting jet skis and many other things as well. Good restaurants. Anywhere from 5-star down to 1-star type places, and so there's a lot to experience. You've got up in the mountains, you've got parks, you've got hiking trails, you've got caves. So if you want mountains, they're not very far away. If you want the beaches, they're very close as well. Good hospitals here. You have the international airport, and while there are other international airports, Cebu City has many more direct flights coming in here from foreign countries than do places like Iloilo or Dumaguete or Bacolod, places like that. If you're in Iloilo, Bacolod, most generally you need to take a trip to Manila or Cebu to get a more of a direct flight out of the country. Now this is the PUV Center, Public Utility Vehicle Center, right across the street from Ayala Mall in Cebu City, and they've still got a lot of jeepneys and a lot of the newer, more efficient, cleaner air-conditioned buses as well. I was going to take a jeepney over to Mactan Island, and that particular jeepney is down on the second level. You got 2 levels here. You have lots of ferries running out of here as well, so it's very easy to jump on a ferry, very cheap and easy to jump on a ferry, go to another island. Um, Transportation here is quite cheap. You can travel by bus all over the island and even to other islands. The buses will take you to a port, and the bus will get on the ferry, the roll on, roll off ferry, take you across to the next island and on to your destination. So that option is available as well. Malls, lots of malls and more being built. If you want to spend time at the malls. As far as housing, there are many dozens of housing subdivisions as well as other houses, apartments, condominiums, hotels, Airbnbs, lots to choose from, different price ranges for different budgets. A lot of good restaurants, more and more even Western style restaurants are moving in. I saw Texas Roadhouse is opening up soon in the bottom level, just down the sidewalk a bit from TGI Fridays inside of Iola Mall on the terraces there. So I'm going to check that out. A lot of one-day trips you can take up into the mountains, 1, 2, 3-day trips. You got islands, you got the very popular Bantayan Island, Malapascua Island, you've got Oslob, which has whale shark watching, Maol Bowl, which is very popular with scuba divers and tourists in general, snorkeling. So a lot of things to do. You shouldn't become bored here, put it that way. Now, the downside is that it is a bigger city. It wasn't planned out real well in advance. Some of the roads, the transportation systems could certainly be improved. The pollution certainly needs improvement. The trash, different areas, it seems like they've made improvements the 9 years I've been here. They still have a ways to go to get those increase the efficiency of like garbage pickup and that type of thing, and just the water, the smells when you walk. I walk a lot. The smells could jolt your senses in some parts of the city. Another good point about the city, I've lived in 6 different condominiums, different areas of the Cebu City over 9 years, and my internet has been most of the time. There are a few times when there's been outages. Typhoon Odette came through, that was one of them, but usually it might be off an hour or two, very rare, much longer than that. Same thing with electricity. We haven't had much brownouts here like other cities have. So that is a big plus. Cost of living has gone up in the 9 years that I've been here. So yeah, it costs me more now than when I first came in 2015. I've changed gears here. I'm on a hobble, a motorbike taxi, and it's actually a different camera. I took this some time ago when I was using an Insta360 X3, which is 5.7K, and the first part of the video was the X4, Insta360 X4, which is 8K, so that you probably see a difference in quality. Anyway, you can go down in settings on YouTube, and you can hit that little settings thing, and you can adjust quality. Oftentimes YouTube only gives you low quality video. Should have mentioned that early on. Rent prices, home prices have gone up substantially in the last 10 years, but there's a higher and higher vacancy rate now, so you should be able to still find good deals, even in the city. Take some hunting around, but you can find motivated buyers that bought in when the prices were low, and they don't need to get as much for a decent return on their investment. The guys that have bought when the prices were the highest, they need to get a lot more to get a reasonable return on their investment. Queensland Manor condominium just to the left I lived there for a little over a year. I moved because of barking dogs, mostly down the street here to the right, and spianata condos there. I've done videos at dozens and dozens and dozens of condominiums if you want to see what they look like inside, a little bit about what they rent out for. I'll be doing many more of those in the very near future as well. As far as safety, I feel much safer here as the hobble hobble is driving driving so close to these vehicles. But yeah, generally walk. I walk a lot, and I walked a lot even at night. And very rare that I don't feel safe. I've even had Filipinos look out for me and tell me, "Sir, you shouldn't be in this area." And even had a friend walk me out of the area. I don't no, I've been in that area many times since. Don't think it was a bad area. Maybe he had heard something from some of the people who saw me in the area and were talking about uh, pickpocketing me or something. So yeah, I've had Filipinos watch out for me, and they are such a friendly group, and they are welcoming. They are tolerant and welcoming. Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck and insult them. Become arrogant. You'll just make the situation worse. And like I said, Cebu City is a good place to start. Culture-wise, culture shock-wise, you've got enough of the Western conveniences here that make the culture shock a little bit easier to adapt to, probably. And I do recommend to many people who are coming here for the first time or second time and want to look around. One thing I didn't do, I had planned to, but for a number of reasons I didn't. Travel, go visit other cities, other parts of the Philippines, and get out and look around because it's easy to get comfortable here. It's big enough. There are enough things to do where you don't have to get bored. And I know guys that, well, most of them have been here quite a while, but their daily trip is to the mall and back home, mall and back home, mall and back home, doing some dating on the dating sites or somebody they meet, or there are others that to the bar almost every day, and bar and home, bar and home. I really suggest that. It just depends on what you want to do. Get out, see, experience. Had somebody a few years ago say, once you've seen one Philippine city, you've seen them all. One town. I totally disagree. Each one has its own personality and areas around there, and um, just the cultural experience. So it just depends upon how you view things. I have visited a number of smaller towns, medium-sized towns probably, um, and large cities like Iloilo City. I like Iloilo City, Bacolod City. I didn't spend very much time in Bacolod, day and a half, something like that, but seems to be a little bit cleaner. And Iloilo City, I think Bacolod and Iloilo, they actually have enforced the noise laws, the loud motorbike mufflers that will wake you up day and night. They're running more and more of those out there, and Cebu City, at this point in time, does not seem to be doing anything in the way of enforcing any noise laws there. And you are in the Philippines, so talking about pollution, noise pollution is an issue. Roosters in the city. You're not going to get away from roosters. Cockfighting is popular here and legal. Um, Dogs, barking dogs. The roosters don't bother me as much as the barking dogs that can go on hours and hours and hours. Now, when one stops, another one picks up, like they trade off. Hey, I'm getting hoarse. Will you bark for a while? Other noise, barangays. I'm surrounded by three or four barangays, and May and June is fiesta time, and like at least one. For a while, it was once a week. One of them would have some kind of fiesta and just making so much racket noise, electronic music up till like 4 a.m. in the morning. And some people can sleep through it. I can't. It means I'm pretty much up most of that time. We're in near Ayala Mall right now. Ayala Mall to the left there, and yeah, we're in Cebu Business Park, which is managed by Ayala. Many corporate buildings, bank buildings, lots of condominiums, several condominium towers here. Location, location, location. If you want to live in IT Park or Cebu Business Park or some of the other newly built areas, you're generally going to pay a little more. And like I said, unless you find that motivated owner who bought low and can get by with less rent, and at the same time, it's going to be affected by how well the unit is furnished. Uh, Sometimes they include internet and cable television. Most of the time, they do not. It just depends upon what you're looking for. Anyway, this Ayala Mall, he's going to drop me off up here. And looking forward to your comments about the pros and cons of Cebu City. Once a week or so, I get flight cost alerts from Los Angeles to Manila and Cebu City, and boy, I'm seeing some pretty reasonable flight costs. So off into the future months, this is the off season. Might be worth checking out. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.